measure the price of education. The York County Herald quoted a report on student debt on June 2nd in an article stating that 2009 graduates carried an average of $24,000 in debt. It's the highest record ever. Over the past few decades, the economy has had several dips, causing an increase in college tuition, universities struggling to stay afloat, unable to do anything but increase their fees. This has caused heavy impact on America and the world at large. Less Americans are able to afford college, financial aid has failed to keep up, and other countries are having to increase their tuitions as well. My first point is that less Americans can afford college. While college tuition fees have continued to increase at a steady rate, median income has stayed the same. The New York Times stated in an article on December 3rd of 2008 that college tuition and fees has increased 439% from 1982 to 2007, while median family income has only increased 147%. Also, middle to lower class families who used to rely on community colleges and two-year institutions because of their low fees are not being able to rely on them anymore. The New York Times went on to say in their December 3rd article that at community colleges, long seen as a safety net, that cost was 49% of the poorest family's income, which is a 9% increase from the year 2000. My second point is that financial aid has failed to keep up with these increasing tuition prices. Some states have even capped what they will allow students to borrow from the state. A CNN article on June 13th of this year stated that since 1992, the maximum available through government-subsidized student loans has remained at $23,000 for a four-year degree. Stayed at $23,000 for 2 decades. Schools trying to fill this gap are not being able to. They create more scholarships and more grants, but they don't have enough money to help the students who end up in debt. The York County Herald said on June 2nd that still from 2006 to 2010, students have increased their borrowing from 46 to 52%. My third point is that this phenomenon, which started in America, has expanded to other countries. In South Korea, where competition for jobs is fierce, and it's expected to go to college, they have begun to protest at Seoul National University. The Christian Science Monitor reported 2 days ago about a protest inside the university where students occupied the administration building, where they planned to turn the school into a corporation, which would thus increase their fees. Students were outraged that they would expect them to pay more just to privatize the university. Also, the United Kingdom has passed similar laws increasing tuition, making all institutions increase their fees. Tufts Daily, an independent newspaper of Tufts University in Massachusetts, said on February 24th of this year that as a result of new legislation, the college students in the United Kingdom will be expected to pay higher fees starting in the fall of 2012. These new policies will nearly double tuition in most universities. United Kingdom students have also fought back, as the South Koreans have. On December 10, 2010, over 180 protesters were arrested in London's West End due to tuition-related riots. And to conclude, the economy has heavily impacted college tuition, causing less Americans to be able to afford college, increasing their debt. Financial aid has failed to keep up, increasing students' borrowing and loans to pay after they graduate. This trend has expanded outside of the United States and impacted countries like the United Kingdom, South Korea, and many others. Kevin Walker, CEO of Simple Tuition, when asked about the increasing enrollment in spite of increasing fees, said that at some point it's got to be too expensive. I keep thinking this is going to be the year we reach the tipping point. We've got to be close.